I didn't want to live. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to get high. I didn't want to get sober. I just didn't want to be. I was raised very much in an abusive household. I left when I was 14 years old. I immediately turned to drinking and partying and just living the fast life. I was 23 years old and I was diagnosed with bone marrow cancer. I was told that most people die within 10 years of diagnosis. When I was taking the chemo, I couldn't drink. Like, I tried, but I would get sick. So I was sober for 5 years while I took chemo. I went to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, and they had done a study for young patients with this type of cancer, and they decided that it was higher risk for them to take the chemo nonstop. I went straight from the Mayo Clinic to the bar and started drinking again. It was like a license to party again. That was what was important to me. I didn't really have any other, I'd say, joy even at the time. Like, I just didn't even know what real joy was. And something inside said, you need help. And I called my mom and I said, I need help. I went to detox and the 30-day program and, got out and started working at AA and all of that. Started working on my mental health. It's a mind, body, and then I found later spirit. I hit my knees and said, God, help me. And I heard loud and clear, go to church. My friend had gone to this church here down the street from my house. So I contacted Coastline and I just said that I was in a season of my life that I knew that the only thing that would help me is service. So I asked if they had any kind of service work, anything that I could do to volunteer. And they put me in over at the food pantry, and it saved my life because I needed to get out of my own head and think about others. At the time, all I could think about was for me, just so much going on. Brad had said, if you wanted to join our worship team, just send a video in. And I sent in probably the worst video ever, and they asked me to come anyway. Worship to me is just telling God how much I love him and how much I am so incredibly grateful for the change in me. I've always loved music. I was always raised around music, but when I listen to worship music, I cry almost every time. I was baptized in May of 23. I came out of that water and it was just supernaturally warm. It was supernaturally flat, like there wasn't a wave in sight, and I was different. When COVID hit, they shut down all of the AA rooms. So I decided to start a beach meetup and just had folks meet up at the beach where we could have some recovery meetings. And that's when I decided to fund a surf team. And they could go out there and they could compete and they could raise awareness about recovery, and they could be that voice on the beach, the beacon of light. We do once a month programs with foster youth, and we also work with the military vets. And we just want to let people know that they can do things to get outside of their depression or anxiety or whatever it is that they're going through at the moment, that it's like move a muscle, change a thought, and really encourage them to find activities that they enjoy or that bring them, some level of peace or comfort. We also strive to have a big brother, big sister mentor club for our foster youth. So that's really the philanthropic side, but that's where my heart is. I didn't have that great of an earthly father. So learning about having a dad that loves me unconditionally, and just think about all of the kiddos or all of the folks out there that haven't had the opportunity to learn about this. I know what it's changed in my heart, and it's changed me from a person that would arrive into a room and say, here I am, to a person that would arrive into a room and say, there you are. It's a big difference. The legacy that I would want to leave behind with my testimony and my story would be that if I can just turn to one child and they can experience Christ at such a young age and maybe avoid some of the pitfalls that I went through, I would just love to stop those generational curses. That would be an amazing legacy.